Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 6. Still getting used to it, guys. I am actually recording this right after the first episode, but I hope everyone is doing great today. I know that I am. So as you can see, I did actually go ahead and between here, I just had a couple of minutes that I spared to get a roof over our little cabin here. Obviously, since I am recording this one after the first one, I have not seen any of your guys' comments, but I'm excited to see what you guys are thinking on this series that we have coming out here. So today I feel like we should get into tools. I started to talk about it at the end of the last episode, which was just a couple of minutes ago for me. But getting into tools would be extremely useful for us because there are some really good ones that we could get up and going relatively easily. And then that prevents us from having to invest a ton of stuff into just your simple tools that you could get from Minecraft. So with that being said, we're going to jump into our quests here. Now I already had pulled it up here. So if you go to the left-hand side, you guys can't see this fully, but here, I'll turn off my camera. If you come to the left-hand side here, you can actually go up to tools itself. This will be a lot of this stuff in here, which we've already kind of tinkered in. But what we want is Tetra. I'm going to get my Camry back on here. So we're going to start with Tetra 101. So Tetra is a tool mod similar to Tinker's Construct that allows you to make powerful modular tools. So this chapter is going to show us how to go about that. So we got to click that off to get the ball rolling into tier 1. It is hammer time. So the first step is to make a Tetra hammer and smack a vanilla crafting table with it. To make Tetra tools, you need a hammer and occasionally other tools as well. The wooden hammer is a tier 1 hammer, which means it will allow you to craft tools out of the most basic materials. I'm guessing as you progress through, you're going to need better and better hammers to make better and better tools with even more powerful resources. The higher the tier hammer you have, the more materials you can make. Okay. Non-vanilla crafting tables can be converted to vanilla through crafting. So if you needed to bump it back and forth, you can do that. But this is what we need to do here. We need to craft up a basic hammer here. So let's go into here and let's look at Tetra. I was looking at roofs to see what our options were. But this is it right here. So not too much stuff, to be completely honest with you guys, right off the bat. But considering how it probably goes together, it makes sense there's not individual items for everything. All right, so this actually should be pretty straightforward to do. Obviously, we just need to hop into a crafting table here. Do I have enough stone? That's the other question. I don't know. There we go. We'll grab some of that. But we should be able to make a normal wooden hammer. That's actually what we want to make. So, can we do it just like that? Perfect. Now, all we got to do with this is it said to click it on to a crafting table. Now, I don't know if I want to use any of these ones in the ground that we currently have. Maybe we'll set up a separate one just for this purpose. We'll throw this right over here, and then we'll write, what was it? Sneak right click? I thought it was, maybe we have to put it into a crafting table, actually. Hang on, let's see. Let's go to our quests, because I'd read it too quick. Smack a vanilla crafting table with it. Well, that's what I did. Ah, key word there, guys. Key word. Vanilla. There we go. Boom. Got it into a workbench. So do keep that in mind. If you want to do this, it has to be a basic vanilla crafting table. Can't be any of the fun ones like what we have up and going here. So there we go. We do have our workbench going, and this is where it starts to get pretty crazy. First, let's jump into our quest line, and let's get our rewards from that. And then explore what other avenues we have to go here. So there's a couple different things that have opened up. So we have Holosphere. I'm guessing this is upgrades, so I'm going to hold off on just a second there. We have single-headed tools, and then we have double-headed tools. So double-headed, I'm guessing, is more so, yeah, all that stuff. We could also get tier 2 and move up a little bit more through the rankings here. So let's start with double-headed tools, the next quest to the left here. So double-headed tools can be made from either axes or pickaxes. They're the main work tools and offer capabilities such as tilling land, chopping wood, and mining. Obviously, you can mix and match heads so you can have a tool that's good at both breaking dirt and stone, but it's totally up to you. We're gonna get a farmer's delight reward here, and we have a couple different things here. So we have an addiz, I think it's an optional one. I think these are all optional selections here, optional quests, I should say. You have a butt. It's my favorite so far. And then you have a lot of the normal ones, including you have a sickle in here. But I think the best one for us would be like a pickaxe. But overall, I would really like more so just a normal hammer. I am kind of curious. Yeah, you could upgrade it to a tier 2 hammer. Okay. Well, let's start off easy. We could do a pickaxe. So if we come in here, do we have to throw our hammer in first? That it is? Okay. So that is that, but do we take a normal... So if I take a stone pickaxe in here, right? There's a lot of stuff to kind of soak in through this, and I don't think there's an actual manual for it, unfortunately. But we're looking here, we do have a repair option. We have a flimsy handle. It kind of breaks everything down for us. Holy smokes. So if I were to take... You can change the heads out. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. Craft, tweak, details. Okay, if we go to tweak, tweaking is unavailable. Crafting, we could craft. Details, and then it shows what you can actually utilize there. I have this. Can I put this in anything? I have pieces of iron. I don't think so. I'm trying to figure this out with you guys. Requires a oh, we have to put our hammer in here. Repair, material, normal cobblestone, which is kind of funny that we can't just use the weathered one that we have here. Wow, this definitely gets crazy. This items can be used for mining. Yeah, that is true. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit and kind of get my head wrapped around it, because even though our quest line has been very nice, it hasn't been like super telling on everything. We also have single-headed tools, our shovels and spears, not spheres, useful for digging and killing things. We also got a farmer's delight from that, so you can get a sphere up and going there. Well, what if we take our wooden hammer here, and we take another wooden hammer, but I want to upgrade it. How do we upgrade it? Oh, we could just put the materials in like so. But it needs planks to repair it. The tweaking is unavailable, it says. Hoe, interesting. Hoe materials. Oh, okay. This is getting crazy. This is getting crazy. All right, let me tinker with this just a little bit, and I'll bring you guys back once maybe I have a little bit better idea around where we got to go with this. All right, guys. So I did figure out how to actually go about this, which is very interesting. It's a very, very interesting mod. I did get a stone hammer up and going via my tinkering around with it. I love that I'm saying tinkering, and it's kind of the counterintuitive to Tinker's Construct. Oh, well, I guess I made the wrong thing here. I wanted to show you guys how this actually can work and how you can progress here. So I wanted to start off with a basic wooden hammer. I don't know, is there all-in-ones in here? I don't know if there is a, like if we go to iron, there are iron paxels, which is really awesome. Is that from Silent Gear? No, Mechanism Tools. Interesting. Okay. Getting into something new every day. There is the Iron Smith Hammer. So there is a hammer that we could actually utilize. That actually might be extremely useful for us. I know I'm going down like all the wrong paths here, but there's so many different options. And that's kind of the fun of this whole entire pack, is that there's plenty of different ways that you guys could, you know, make your own way through the game here. So we're back in our workbench here. Now, pretty much we want to upgrade something. Let's say we want to upgrade our wooden pickaxe here. Well, we have a couple different things here. We have our head, our right head here for the wooden pick, the left head for the wooden pick, and then the flimsy handle. Well, if we want to upgrade this, we'll go into here. We'll click on this specific one. And let's say we still want it to be a pickaxe head. So we're going to do that. And what we can actually do is jump through different levels. So if we wanted to go to stone, we could put stone in there and it will upgrade it to a stone one. Now, if we wanted iron, we could throw iron in there and it'll upgrade it to iron. But for now, we're just going to do stone. Now, unfortunately, it does only take cobblestone, which was very unfortunate that that was the case, because I had plenty of the weathered limestone, but it would not let me do that. Now, I think we can actually, you can wrap the handle or use a basic one, and it actually highlights, as you can see within the inventory here, what you can put as a handle. So if we really wanted to, we could put that as our handle, and then it kind of changes all of your stats around, and it'll show you up there as well. But this is really cool. And then once you're done, you can just take it out, and there we go. We went from a wooden pickaxe to now a stone one. Now, I already went ahead and I did the same thing for the hammer, and I did upgrade to a tier 2. So we're going to get a couple of goodies here. We got some copper chunks, which is awesome. We could throw these actually right in there to get that kicked off. And then we also did get a Hayden sickle, which is pretty interesting. That'll be good for farming, I guess. But yeah, we do have our nice iron pick. Now, I am a little bit curious. If I go into a normal crafting table, right? And I make... maybe there's no way to make a normal hammer. Let's see. If we go to hammer, we did have... Ooh, there's vanilla hammers. There's wooden hammer. Okay, there we go. That's how you make it. So if we go like so... Ah, it is logs, not... Or it's wood, not logs, I should say. So we'll grab... yeah, we got some spruce logs here that we picked up along our endeavors. So we'll come back into here and we will get this up and going. So we're going to do it like this. I am curious if we could do this. So we have our wooden hammer. Will wooden hammers work in here? No, they will not. So the wooden hammers from vanilla hammers do not work. I'm just tinkering around with things here at this point, guys. So no need to worry on it. I just want to see what capabilities we have. So we have a lot of wooden hammers from that. I don't believe that we can... Wow, this is actually very efficient layout there. Yeah, I don't think we could use any of these. Yeah. So there's no way to get a hammer up and going per se. And even if we look at the quest progression here, there's not really like a hammer that would work. Now, I don't know per se if the stone hammer... yeah, you need a pickaxe to work on this. I think the stone hammer is mainly just for crafting. Which, in that case scenario, we also do have a great rack. So we could place a rack next to a workbench and a hammer on the rack, and you'll have access to the hammer every time you need to use it, which is really nice. So that's what we want to get up and going. It should be fairly straightforward. We do need some iron nuggets here, which we already had from our excursions out in the world, and I think we do need actually a half slab there if I'm not mistaken. So we'll grab that and we'll get that put in place, and there we go. We got our racks on racks. We'll place it right above there and put our hammer there, and we'll actually take our second wooden hammer and put it there as well. There was actually two places for it, a tool there, which is awesome. So we're gonna get a scavenger's delight. We did get some honey from that. That is actually quite nice. We are gonna put it over here though for the time being. We also have squid ink paste. Ooh, and we have a hamburger. That's actually not too bad. We also got some pasta, and we did get some nether bricks. We have been picking up a good amount of stuff from these rewards. It is all randomized, so... Alright, cool beans. Wow, that hamburger gave us strength. I didn't realize that that was going to happen. But that's a nice little bonus there. So, let's take a look back into here and just see what we got going on. So you have rope. That's pretty cool. To do a rope, you have shields, you have bows. Obviously, we could progress through to more tiers as well. We could also get different ones of these up and going as well. But I think the next thing to be is to go over here and look through some of this stuff under tools and see what makes sense for us to progress into next. These are going to be great, but obviously we want to have our next goal for tools. And some of these cool things that they have over here are portable stone cutters, which is pretty nice for making things, and then a mining helmet. So this would be really, really nice for when we do eventually head down into the mines. A dream come true for any beginning spelunker. The mining helmet doesn't stop mobs from spawning, but it'll give you a little extra bit of light to help spot those precious shiny blue rocks. It's actually not too bad. We do need some leather though to get that going, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to get into that right off the bat. But that is a-okay. So, the next thing we could take a peek at is storage. Realistically, there are a lot of different things for storage, not only for our main setup here, but also for out and traversing the world, which would be extremely useful for us because we're going to have to go and we're going to have to do some traveling to get the resources that we are going to need, like sand and stuff like that. We don't have it easily accessible. Yes, we could dig down, but realistically, it probably makes more sense to go off and try to find it somewhere. So storage it is. We're going to click on the main one here. So finding a place to store stuff is always a bit complicated, as you guys all know. And keeping organized can be quite a task at times. Definitely, especially to upkeep it. Thankfully, a few mods exist to assist with this endeavor. The following quests will help you discover these mods. Note that most blocks are useful as a storage block, have been tagged for search in JEI. Search for the following categories. So this does give you a little bit of insight into how some of the tagging works in JEI using a $sign in front of what you are looking for, which is really cool. So we're going to check the box on that, and then we had a bunch of things pop up here. This is actually interesting. I've never seen this mod before, bins. Often overlooked, bins are an excellent choice for dense item storage. They can even be used in your inventory crafting grid to manipulate their contents. Let's see, we can hit Shift and N for a description. A block used to store large quantities of a single type of item. Okay, so very much like a drawer. So we've seen these before. Actually, I have not seen this in Mekanism, or I have not really looked at them in Mekanism. Didn't know that was part of it. We also have iron chest as well, which this has been around for some time. Pretty straightforward, just a way to upgrade your overall basic chest storage. Getting down here, we have pretty pipes, no power. What is this one? Pretty Pipes is a powerful early game logistical system that will help keep you organized. Use pipes to move items from place to place, filters and priorities to ensure that items are ending up in the right locations, and accessing everything centrally from an item terminal or a crafting terminal. Request-based auto crafting is possible as well. Interesting. Okay, I would love to try this because our normal route would be just refined storage, which we've done plenty of times before. But this Pretty Pipes would be pretty awesome. All right, so we'll go to Pretty Pipes here. And this looks really, really interesting. So we have the item terminal on that. I'm just kind of confused on, okay, we have a pipe frame, which we do need pipes from, oh, there they are right there. Pretty Pipes, which we do need tin ingots to get going, and we need glass. So in order to get into this one, we are going to need a few things up and going before we can jump into it. So something to keep in mind. Definitely soon we'll be getting into that. But the main thing that I wanted to look at was the sophisticated backpacks. So it is a backpack mod you never knew you were missing. The backpacks themselves may be worn in a curio slot and accessed via key binding, which is really nice. We've done that before in previous mod packs as well as being placed in the world and interacted with via pipes or hoppers. So we could even take it out, place it down, and have it extract out everything that we wanted to get from it, which is really good, especially early game here. Beyond these already excellent features, they can also host a number of very useful upgrades, which is cool. We're going to get a little bit of leather from that. And then we have our upgrades that way, but we also have just a base iron backpack, which we are going to need quite a bit of iron for. Now, I actually do want to note here, so as you can see, I click on the item and it pulls it up here. What you guys don't see, turn off my camera here so you can actually see, is I can actually hit A on the item. So I'll hit A here and it pops up in our bookmarks here on the left-hand side. I'm sure that most of you already know this, but for those of you who are kind of new to things with this, you can hit A by default and it'll bookmark it on your left-hand side for easy access so you don't have to go digging through JEI down the line. Highly recommend using that feature. It is extremely, extremely useful. All right, so we are going to need some iron. Actually, we have a decent amount already in our inventory, but I'm going to grab this last little bit that is hanging out here. It is getting to nighttime, so we are probably going to want to take a little nap through the night and then get up in the morning and get our backpack going so we can actually go out and start collecting a few resources. Again, mainly what we need is sand. We do need some sand, and if we could collect some other things along our journey as well, that would be extremely useful. All right, so we're going to hop into our normal crafting table. I keep forgetting that it's on the floor here, and we do need a normal backpack. Ooh, okay, so we're going to need a chest, and we're going to need string, and I don't think that I have string, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a bummer. So let's take a look at our inventory here and see how easy would it be to get us some string here. So we could use a flax if we had it, or silk fiber or industrial hemp fiber, which we have none of. So, and all these other ones are somewhat farther down the line for us to get up and going. This is the other thing that keeps happening, is there's some random music that will pop on every so often. I have no idea why. I think I have to turn down that maybe. Okay, I think that stopped it. Yeah, I have no idea why. Every so often, there's just music that plays, like note blocks. I don't know if it's something that is below ground or something that's going on. Not 100% sure. So let's actually go to our backpack mod here and see where we're starting off. So we actually want to start off with the base tier and then progress through. And you can actually get different colors of it by dyeing it to the different colors. So with that being said, it looks like we're unfortunately going to have to go out and we're going to have to do a little bit of hunting here to get what we need because we really just don't have the materials right now. So let's do that. We're going to just take everything with us. There's no need to drop any. Well, we'll drop a few things off here, I guess. Let's go to our miscellaneous items here. We'll put the sickle away. We'll put the holosphere away. We really don't need any bones on us. We'll put that away. Where is our miscellaneous blocks? We'll throw some cobble, weathered. Cool. And then obviously we're going to want to put our leather in a good place here. And we'll have to pick some up as we go. That means that we're going to have to be killing some stuff, which actually means we probably should get a sword going of some kind. Now, I think just a normal cobblestone sword would be perfectly fine for us to get rolling. And we did complete a quest. Don't know if that quest is in here, though. One way, if you're having trouble finding if you completed a quest within here, is if you go to the upper right-hand side here, you can do collect all rewards, and it'll actually collect anything that is outstanding for you, which is pretty nice. So we did get some stuff from that. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really 100% say what we got it from, but hey, nonetheless, it is still a great viable option. The one other thing I do want to get going here, I'm going to grab 2 of the iron ingots here because, and I keep forgetting that's not our normal crafting station, I want to get some shears going. Because if we're out in the world and we find if we find some sheep, I would like to get their wool so that we can get a sleeping bag up and going. I feel like that would be extremely useful for us to have. Okay, let's take a look at the map here. So we could head in this direction back out towards the coastline, or we could kind of head in this direction. I did find a village that way when I was looking in the first episode for a good place to set up shop here. So I think we're going to head towards the village. I think that makes the most sense. So obviously, I'm not going to make you guys suffer through us walking all the way over there. So I will cut away and I'll bring you guys back once we get a little bit closer over to that village. All right, guys, we have made our way over to this village. A town of the forest is what we have found in advancement. Now, there are the normal Minecraft progression advancements as well, which is pretty cool. I think there's also, like, things you can unlock, like, additionally as skills, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty cool. But obviously, we're not to that point yet. A little bit farther along, and maybe we'll be there. I do want to take some stuff off of our inventory here. I did pick up some wool along the way, which is awesome. That'll be extremely useful. All right, we got some raspberries, some potatoes. I'll definitely take a lot of this good stuff here. We don't really need the rest, so we'll leave it. We do have a lot of farmers here. Hopefully we find a good amount of stuff here in this village. I would really love to find something that would give us some string, or just find some string in general. Ooh, there we go. We got some corn. Again, not exactly what I'm looking for. But we are going to want to set up shop here relatively soon. The other thing I am noticing actually on these loot chests is they are gold when there is stuff in there if you haven't taken anything. And then once you grab everything out of it, it turns to this like bluish purple color, which is pretty cool. All right, here we go. We do have a blacksmith here. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find a village that has a blacksmith, and it actually has a good amount of stuff. We got some cardboard, couple iron swords, some diamond horse armor, which will be extremely useful down the line because traveling is going to be a big part of this. This one has smite too, and if we had some coal to give to that guy, we could definitely give him some coal, but unfortunately we don't really have much. Tomato seeds, again, we'll definitely want to get a farm up and going relatively soon. We do have that bounty board that I talked to you guys on in the last episode, which eventually, much like everything else, we will get into. So I don't think we really actually need all of this stuff, but I'm just grabbing what I can because it is such a good opportunity to grab things. Pumpkins, beetroots, more beetroots. We do have a farmer here if we had some stuff to give to him. How many beets do we have? We have 13. We almost have enough to actually give him an emerald, but honestly, I don't see what the need for that is right now. For a second, I thought this guy was mad at us. It almost looks like he's mad. But I don't think he is. We do have a big building here. We do actually have a grizzly bear there. We're definitely want to stay away from that. We also have another bounty board. Okay, that's weird. Oh, did this double place? Oh, it double placed these buildings. We do have a clerk here with a brewing stand. Brewing stand very useful for us to get. Pickaxe, please. Thank you. We will take that with us. I don't know. Sometimes there are chests up here, but not always. It's always worth a gander, though, just to see what could potentially pop in there. Now, there's another brew stand here, but again, we already have one. I don't think we really need to have a second. Anywhoosins. So let me keep looking around. Let me see what we can find in this village. All right, guys, it has gotten dark on us. The village is right over there. But I did find a river right here, which is extremely useful. We can get some sand from it. I also started finding some slate here, which would be extremely perfect for what we are trying to get going. So I also found a hobbit hole here, which is a nice little pit stop for us. It does have a bed, which is perfect, so we can just sleep through the night here. It does reset our spawn, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you know what? It is what it is. So from here, we still don't have the string that we want. But I think what I'm going to do here is actually craft up a chest, and I'm going to leave some of this stuff behind here that we really just don't need on us currently. So like some roses, there's a lot of tomato seeds, a lot of rice and things like that. Cabbage, tomato. We have two different kinds of tomato seeds, simple farming and that. I think we'll get rid of these ones. Actually, those seem a little bit harder to come by, so we'll get rid of that just like so. And we should be all set here. Now, the other thing I did check for is sometimes in these hobbit holes, you could find little laboratories underneath, which is supposed to help you learn how to transition villagers, zombie villagers, back into normal villagers. But unfortunately, this one did not have it here, so it is what it is. But yeah, as you can see down here, we did get some of this slate, which is awesome. This is a great location to pick it up. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of sand here. I'm actually very, very surprised at how little sand is actually in this location. But obviously, we could go underwater here and try to get some. It is very slow going, though, so obviously we'll want to be careful and just try to get as much as we can. That'll go to the surface, so let's just go up there and get some fresh air ourselves. And then just take a peek here. What makes the most sense for us to get rid of? Gold nuggets. I don't think we need gold nuggets. So let's grab some more of that sand because it'll be extremely useful for us. Now from here, I feel like two things we're going to do since we are right up at the end of our episode here. First things first is we do want to probably set up a waypoint. So this is going to be our safe house. Let's put this as safe house 1. Because really, we're going to want a way to be able to get back to here easily. Now, really, what I should have also done is add a waypoint for our home. So we'll add that in there. We can always change the color as well, which is pretty cool. If you hover over this and you right-click, you can change color. Unfortunately, it doesn't really let you... it only cycles through colors, which is a little bit unfortunate, but there we go. And so if we go into the map here, we can now see, okay, there's our home here. Here is our safe house, and there is a river here, so why not we take the river? Like, we could just take the river a little bit and see what we can come across. We'll dump our apples here. We'll dump something here, because obviously if this is our safe house, we want a little bit of food to be here for when we come back. So let me take the river just a little bit here and see where we ultimately land up. Otherwise, I'll meet you guys back at the base. All right, guys, we are back at the base here. Didn't have any luck with the with going down that river. It kind of just was going to take us out to a different location than what I really wanted to be. It probably will be useful for us down the line to maybe get some waterways pre-built for us. That would be really cool. Or just railways. Like I was going to do it all the mod 6, but really maybe it makes a little bit more sense to do railways in this game. That would be pretty cool to get up and going here. But there are two things I want to go over real quick before we actually wrap up everything. First, we set our waypoint here for home, and as you can see in the world, it actually shows a visual beacon. Well, it kind of looks ugly, and if you don't want that, you can just go into your map. It's M by default, or it should be unless you had changed it. And what you can do is go into settings, and then you want to turn off show waypoints in world. You just left click it, it'll turn it off. Actually, you won't be able to see it. Hang on, let's get the camera off. So it's this one right here, show waypoints in world, just turn that to off. Pretty easy, right? So that will get back to our world, and as you can see, it is now gone. Now, in terms of what we explored, I went all the way down this river. As you can see, it looks like it's opening up into a new body of water over there, and we're smack dab right here. So we definitely are going to want to make something or get something up and going so we could easily transport to the places that we would want to go. We probably should have located a little bit closer to water just to begin with, but it is what it is. I did take our sand and I threw it here in our furnace. We don't have anything to burn it up with, unfortunately, though. Can I utilize this? Will this burn? There it will. So that'll get us some of our glass going. And then the final thing that I did want to go over, because we did pick it up, was around, and I put it in one of here, some wool. So we did pick up some wool, as you guys can see here. And I don't think, do we have any flowers in here? I don't believe we do. But we could leave it as is for the time being. I think that's fine. So what you can actually do with this wool is you could create sleeping bags, which is really cool. So if we come into here, as you can see, we have a bunch of different kinds of sleeping bags, which is awesome. You can dye them, but we could just make a white one right off the bat. All you need is 3 wool, just like so. And this basically allows us to sleep anywhere out in our travels. So let's say we are, here, or we are out doing whatever it may be. What did I hit here? I hit something. There we go. Let's say we are out on our travels and we need to sleep through the night. We can take our sleeping bag, throw it on the ground, and we have a portable bed. And it does not reset your waypoint, so your spawn point. If you do it out in the world, your main spawn point is going to be wherever your bed is. This will just let you get through the night. So it's a nice little nifty addition to have. But yeah, other than that, guys, we are going to wrap up the episode there. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Better yet, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this series, if you are as excited as I am to get into things. If you are new here and you do want to follow along, definitely hit that subscribe button and bell notification. It'll let you know every single time I post a new episode here on the channel. I do stream over on Twitch on Mondays and Fridays at 4:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested in catching a live stream, a link in the description down below, along with the link to our community Discord. If you feel like joining in the community, I do post updates, and it is a great way to keep up to date with everything that is going on here on the channel, as well as the stream. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with me today. I appreciate it so very much, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.